What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA basketball show. Check out the entire show. Hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. We move on to the Big South. 7 p.m. Eastern, High Point Panthers, 8-13, 6-10 in conference at Campbell, fighting Camels, whom are rolling 14-9, 10-6 in the Big South. We're at John W. Pope Jr. Convocation Center in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. Campbell opening up as 4-point favorites. That's where they stand right now. This total sitting at 133.5. High Point has lost 3 straight, coming off back-to-back losses at home versus Winthrop on Thursday and Friday. They're led by John Michael Wright, who averages 21.2 points per game. He combined for 56 in the 2 losses to Winthrop. Liddell Elmore averages 11.1. Emil Flowers averages 9. No one else scores more than 5.2. With very few scores comes very little distribution. They get just 12.6 assists per game. The ball's in John Michael Wright's hands. He leads the team in assists and often has nobody to give the ball to. Campbell's rolling. 1-6 straight, coming off winning back-to-back games at Hampton on Thursday and Friday. They have just 2 players averaging double digits in Cedric Henderson and Jordan Whitfield, but they have a lot of players that can score. They hit 49.7% from the field, 37.1% from 3, and 67.5% from the stripe. Big South action. Panthers fighting Camels. Max, take it away.
Yeah, listen, Jim, I think that Campbell definitely has to be on red alert because John Michael Wright, he is a machine. He is the guy that puts his team on his back. And forgive my dirty language tonight, Jim. I'm just excited to have you back. But John Michael Wright, he fucks with his eyes open.
Ooh.
He fucks with his eyes open. And I'll tell you this, if Campbell doesn't lock that guy down, it's going to be possibly cock soup avenue for him. I think that with Campbell, 3-point shot is going to make or break this spread. When they have been, I guess, lackadaisical with their efficiency from 3-point land, that's when they can get beat. The only team that's been able to really shut them down from there as of late that I can remember off the top of my head would be Radford. So there is that. I think that Campbell definitely has to be aware that High Point did and was playing quite well on the road before they got on this home stretch that obviously they got smacked around. And they cashed 2 money line dog tickets that I think were between 7.5 and 9.5 points. Obviously, we're not dealing with that kind of line for this game. And I think that even with the line opening at 3 and moving to 4 last time I looked, I think that Campbell can really run through High Point if they're on point. With Radford, they were able to really guard Campbell, really be able to help defend on 3-point shooters, and essentially just close out without fouling, keeping hands in guys' faces. When Campbell isn't hitting those contested 3-point shots, they're in trouble. That's just the bottom line. When I watch Campbell, they can win in a high-scoring game in the 70s, and they can also win in a rock fight where they barely get to the 60s. I think that one of these games that they play against High Point is going to go under. The problem is I just don't know which one. I want to look at the under in this first game, but I'm having troubles bringing myself to do it, especially for a show pick. And I'm going to just stick with the spread, Jim. I'm going to take Campbell full game. I think that Campbell's going to be able to limit High Point's field goal attempts, and that will nullify their percentage. Because when you look at it, yeah, Campbell has a big advantage, but the only reason why High Point is hitting that low is because they take so many more shots. I think that with Campbell, their recipe to winning games and covering spreads for us is pretty simple. 10+ threes where they're hitting 43% the last 5 games. 30% 3-point defense, only allowing about 6. So that's like point. I don't even know. It's a low point per. It's a low point per possession stat. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But Campbell has another weakness: rebounding, size. The only guy they can really bring off the bench that has like credible size is Milo Stacic. And he's a good 3-point shooter. So he's not the toughest guy, but he does bring some height. So he's good to reach up on the top shelf. But Campbell's going to have to keep high point off the free throw line. Hopefully the size on the glass isn't a killer. And if Campbell wins the turnover battle, which they've been able to limit theirs to 10, I do think that they're going to win this game. They've done very well in this point range so far this season. Hasn't given me any indication to go against them. They're 4-1 as a 3 to 4.5 point favorite from my game logs. And I just think that with Messiah Thompson finding his 3-point stroke recently, him and Rob Whitfield are going to be hard to contain on the outside. And then Cedric Henderson and Joshua Lucani going inside, whether it be on the low block or inside for that mid-range Jimmy. It's Campbell time. Pop me open a can of Campbell soup and let's get to eating.
-3.5 at one book, Circa. Circa giving you the 3.5 at -110, and the market's moving quickly. We did have a 4 at +100 at FoxBet, but that quickly moved to -110 as you were speaking. So -3.5 and -110 at Circa. Does that work for you?
Yes, sir.